Adrian from MermaidMunna'sCreations, and I wanted to share my haul and my expenses versus profits for my video for Fircrest Fun Days. First up is Creations by Magic Pacific Northwest. They are a crochet group where they make really cute crocheted items. And I got Eeyore as well as Tigger and this mermaid. And I actually gave my mom Eeyore because she absolutely adores Eeyore. So here is their QR code so you can check them out. Next up is Zap's Creations. I think I did not grab a card from them, but they were like 2 booths down, and I like 3D printing stuff. But also I got this cute little dude. Look at the little dude with the little axolotl. I love him so much. I was playing from the entire event. And a clicker. I never understood clickers. I always see them on vlogs and people being absolutely obsessed with them. And then I went to go touch it and I clicked it and I'm like, oh my god, I understand. And I needed it. And I'm like playing with literally the entire event. So let's talk about Fircrest Fun Days. Fircrest Fun Days is a local event in Fircrest Park in Washington State. And I only paid $35 for it, which is really good. Fircrest Fun Days is from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And technically it's from like 7 to 10 p.m. but vendors is from 10 to 6. Load-in is 7:30 to 10. And load-in's really nice because you get to drive up to your spot since it's at a park. And you drop all your stuff off, you get to build your tent, and then you have to drive off by around 8:45-ish. There were some people who kind of pushed it, even though they were being pushed to go, but you know, people will be people. So let's talk expenses versus profit. With expenses, there was just the vendor fee and the card reader fee. The vendor fee was $35 and the card reader, which I use Square, is 3.60% of the entire online transaction. And I don't like adding food into the fees because obviously we're gonna get food. And with my profit, I don't want to add numbers, but if you take 35 times, I think it was 8, you'll get a really good estimate. And I'm very happy with that. I am very happy with that profit. I split 50-50 with my helper because I do not drive, and getting to events would be very difficult if I did not drive. Overall, the event was a 9 out of 10. The 1 point is for the music. The stage, I understand it's acoustics, it's everything. But when you hear a song go pitchy, you need to evaluate and make sure that your equipment is doing what it needs to do. Because my ears felt like they were bleeding for a good 2 hours at the last part of the event and during pack-up. Luckily, they were like, oh hey, we need to do some tuning, and I'm like, yeah you do, so they ended 30 minutes early, and most of us were pretty happy about that when we were packing up. So the event was a 9 out of 10 for me. I will probably 100% do it again. It's easy, low booth fee, close to me, and I make really good money from it.